Rare announced PvE servers in Sea of Thieves as a part of Season 10, or as they refer to them, Safer Seas. For those of you who want to max out Hunter Skull commendations after a hard day's work, or go for a tall tale with your family without worrying about a player who couldn't pick on someone their own size, this is your chance. But is it a good thing? In short, it is. But deep inside my thoughts, something else looms and makes it one of my biggest worries to ever hit the seas due to Rare's past decisions. And history tends to repeat itself. I'm gonna start the B-roll and explain why. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. Phuzzy here, sit back, relax and enjoy. In year 1 after launch, everyone had a similar goal. Everyone wanted gold and to become Pirate Legend. This balance on the seas caused all players to be equal, sharing stories, stealing treasure and returning for more. But goals change over time as the game evolves with multiple updates. For example, I have been a Pirate Legend since July of 2018, but you may have joined last month. When we meet at sea, you are on the way to becoming a Pirate Legend. You have way more to lose than I do if I were to fight you. I'm sitting on millions of gold, and you are saving for your first captainship for 250,000, and this is where it all started. But before, let me highlight what we are getting here. Safer Seas is literally nothing more than an extended sandbox tutorial. Emissaries don't exist, you can't have a captainship, Athena's Fortune doesn't exist, Fort of the Damned doesn't exist, Fort of Fortune doesn't exist, guilds don't exist, and levels are capped at 40 even though I wish it was lower, and I'll explain why later. With that, Pirate Legend doesn't exist, Song of Siren PvP mode doesn't exist, Reaper's Bones don't exist, Hourglass doesn't exist. With that means you cannot achieve either of the PvP curses there, and last but not least, you progress at 30% the speed of the normal world. So think of it this way, a captain chest that you can sell for up to 3,500 at Gold Hoarder 5 Emissary without even considering Gold Rush Hour, it cannot be sold for an average of more than 300 gold in the Safer Seas. Saving up there will be as slow as Grandma's piggy bank. Sinking others is a part of the game, where PvP sits. Unfortunately, investing in new players is also a thing that is far less common. Sometimes letting someone go will create a better legend in the future, and when they return to fight you, it's a clash of titans. Well, let's say you worked on some treasure for 2 hours and lost it to another crew. That's fine. You log in next week, during the only time you can set sail again, and you sunk again to another crew. You know what's going to happen on the third weekend? You'll go play Starfield, since you have already wasted your only chance of escaping the stress of life twice. And once you take off on that ship, you will wish that Sea of Thieves had a PvE server, just so you can learn the ropes or do that tall tale without Dorito McNugget 69 coming to sink you. And I speak for most players, as I get feedback straight from the player's mouth, on Twitch, on Discord, on my YouTube, in the comments and everywhere I go. The main reason people quit Sea of Thieves is not due to sinking or losing their loot. It's due to unnecessary sinking, like randomly fishing on a rowboat at the side of the map when a full galleon comes to break dance on you, or you just spawned at an outpost where someone sunk you before you even raised anchor and then mentions your mom. PvE servers, or Safer Seas, will bring more PvP to the world by filtering out casuals and people trying to complete tall tales. Therefore, your High Seas server will have mostly players that are PvP capable. So those PvP focused players who are worrying that it will kill the game, well, in its current state, it will actually help a lot, since PvE servers are intentionally dull and made to keep away the casuals from you, but also great to learn the ropes, leading to more intense encounters on the high seas. Not meaning that everyone will be a sweat. I, for example, am PvP capable, but like many others, I like to interact with other crews before I shoot. Sometimes we have a good time, sometimes we protect each other, and sometimes we just fight. So it also won't be Hourglass mode, as some refer to it. I think it'll be more like 2018, when it was an even playing ground. However, that's where my worry comes in. Level 40 is only 10 levels away from Pirate Legend requirement, so I foresee players reaching level 40, then once we got a community day with everything amplified, they would speedrun the last 10 levels while running away on the high seas, achieving the end game with minimal threat. This is why distancing the level cap from Pirate Legend requirement will give them a more significant reason to join the high seas and embrace the PvP mode, causing less running. Renown, Plunder Pass and Emporium will still be in the Safer Seas, which is expected. Rare is a business, after all. You'll only put your resources into something that is monetized, which is one of the reasons Arena was removed. But this is also a huge problem. Let's talk about history and why this is also a concern. Rare said they will never add buying supplies, and they did. They will never add PvE servers, and as you can see, it's coming. In addition to many other things they changed their stance on, which is also okay, since we evolve and learn as we gain experience. But for example, Fort of the Damned was one of the most sought after world events due to its difficulty. Veterans loved it. Rare saw that it worked, they added more of it and made it more accessible and way easier. It's the same with Fort of Fortune, making them both less satisfying with the little bit veterans have left to enjoy. So my concern here is when something works well, Rare usually goes all in with it, like everything mentioned before. Once players go to PvE servers, servers, spend money and increase wallet size, which is good part of the business plan, Rare might cave in and eventually make PvE servers full-blown Sea of Thieves PvE mode. And that's why I'm worried. Every time we got something that worked, that increased the player base, that helped the revenue, they went all in with it. As a business, that's a good thing, but sometimes the community is a part of it. Yes, that will further increase revenue, but also kill the game. Not in terms that the game would actually die, and when I say that, I mean the community would die, not the game itself. So these PvE servers, they are great the way they are now, but also on the edge of danger if taken too far. What do you think about it? Please leave a comment below and subscribe so you can stay updated with everything Sea of Thieves. Thank you for your time.